Hi, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be filming my birth and labour story. So today is the 1st of February, so it's been 6 days since I gave birth, and yeah, so I'll just start from like the start of it till the end. So I had on the 26th, so which was Tuesday, I had a scan at the hospital. I had been going for scans like 2 times a week since I was 34 weeks. Yep, 34 weeks, because Aaliyah, which is my baby's name by the way, just in case you don't know, she was measuring small, and the blood flow in her placenta wasn't producing enough to her brain, so they were keeping an eye on it, and they were planning to induce me at 36 weeks. But then at 36 weeks they had done another growth scan, and I had showed that it had worked itself and managed to fix the problem, so she was safe to keep on growing for a few more weeks. And then I had another couple of scans the next week, and they were just to check the fluid around her, and then obviously her blood flow again, and everything was fine with that. And then on the Tuesday the 26th I went in, and I was 28 weeks and 3 days, and I went in for a scan just to check the blood flow and the fluid again, and to measure her growth. And she had a bit of a smaller stomach than she should have had, so then I had went to the triage part of the hospital, and then my consultant came to see me and told me that she was going to induce me that day. So then I had so I was in shock, because I was just expecting to just be sent home like I was the last time when they had prepared me to get induced, and then told me that I didn't have to be induced anymore. So I didn't really expect for them to actually say you're going to be induced and you have to come back. So they told me that I was to come back at 4 o'clock that day, and I was in the hospital until was it half one I was in the hospital, and then I left. We came back, we got everything ready. We already had everything in the car, but like we just got ourselves ready and prepared that we were going to have a baby in the next like few days. So we came back, then we went to the hospital, and Lucas got to come in with me until he got to stay with me until 8 o'clock. So what happened from when we went in, at 4 o'clock we just got put straight into our own room, and then at about 20 past they had examined me, and I was 1 centimetre dilated. I was 1 centimetre dilated, and they had put me on the monitor, and I was contracting but I couldn't feel the contractions. So they offered me pain relief, but I said that I didn't need it at that point because I couldn't even feel that there were contractions. It just felt like it was just her moving. And then at about, wait, in fact I've wrote it all down, so I'm just going to look on my phone just so I keep me right. They put at 4:30 I got the pursery, which is just to help induce my labour. And that was supposed to take up to 24 hours to work. So at that time I had in my head, and Lucas had in his head, that I was going to be in the hospital for 24 hours before anything was going to happen. But then at 5 o'clock I started getting like really mild contractions, just some slight pains, just like period pains, but not really bad period pains, just like slight period pains, like it's just the start of my period. And then at 8 o'clock, just before Lucas was leaving, I started getting really bad pains in my back, and then once Lucas had left at about 9:30, I asked for pain relief because it's that the contractions started getting really bad. So they gave me paracetamol, and then I waited about an hour, and that just didn't help at all with the pain. So then I asked for something else, and they gave me codeine, and that done absolutely nothing either. So then after that I had asked for more pain relief and they told me that they couldn't give me any more until 2 o'clock, so I basically had to wait. And then I started being really badly sick. I brought up everything I had ate that day, and then I brought up obviously the pain relief that I had. So then they offered me, because they couldn't give me any more paracetamol until 2 o'clock, even though paracetamol didn't help, but that was the only pain relief they could give me again. They gave me a heat pack, but that just done absolutely nothing. So then they offered me to go in a hot bath. So I went in a hot bath, and then once I got back into my room at about I think it was like 2:30, I got back to my room. They tried to get me to eat some toast because I was feeling really sick, and I had a bite of the toast, and then I was really badly sick. And I had also, once I was in the toilet, and when I was sick, I had sat down and I went to stand up and there was loads of blood. So I got the nurse to come in, and I got another what is it called again? What is it called when they check you?
An examination. Yeah,
I was examined again, and I was 3 centimetres dilated, and by this point it was about 3 o'clock and I was in so much pain, like the contractions were starting to get really, really bad. So they gave me the diamorphine at about, I think it was like 10 to 3. I got the diamorphine and the anti-sickness jag injected into my leg, but that was supposed to help with the pain, but I done absolutely nothing, and I was still constantly being sick. So then they told me that I was allowed to phone Lucas, but they were just taking me to the labour ward at about 3:15. No, was it 3:15?
I got phoned at yeah, 3:15.
Yeah. At 3:15 I got taken to the labour ward, and then Lucas was allowed to come in. He was just sitting outside in the hospital car park at this point, because I had phoned him just to come down to the hospital anyway, because I didn't know how fast it was going to go, because I was 3 centimetres dilated. So he came into the room, and then they had put the machine back on me to watch our movements and things. And then they gave me the gas and air, and I ended up taking too much gas and air to the point where when I was actually ready to push, I wasn't allowed to have any of it because I took way too much. So I ended up having really bad contractions for about 2 hours, and then I was pushing for 7 minutes, and then Aaliyah was born at 8:08 AM on the 27th of January, and she was weighing £6 9.5 ounce, and yeah, that was the best day of our lives, and it always will be. We'll definitely never forget it. And then after she was born, what happened after she was born?
After she was born, was skin to skin with Keaton and then with myself. Then after that they done all the checks, they weighed her, then after they weighed her they let me change her into her first wee outfit, which was scary but amazing at the same time. It was so good. Felt weird, because she was so small and I didn't want to hurt her or do anything wrong, but I done everything fine, and Caitlin was actually surprised. She didn't think I was going to do as well as
I thought he was going to be too scared to do it.
But after I changed her, she was in her what's it called?
Just the wee cot thing.
The little cot thing that they lie in. She was in there sleeping for a bit. Then she woke up for a feed. I gave her her first bottle. And after the first bottle I gave her back to Caitlin, because Caitlin was obviously exhausted. She went to sleep for quite a while, but when she woke up the first thing she got was obviously the baby girl. She got to hold her again, and yeah, but what happened after that?
And then after that, well, you actually got to cut the cord as well. As soon as she came out, you got to cut the cord.
Which was scary. It shouldn't be scary, but it was. It's just one of them things where, I don't know, it feels wrong, but obviously like it needs to be done, and it's just weird.
But that was like bringing her into the world.
Yep. But she what do you call it? She got her hearing tests done the same day, 100% in both ears.
Yeah, she's done amazing on that.
She was. The one thing I can remember obviously is when she got weighed, and she was 3 kilograms like on the button, like 3.000.
Yeah, we have a picture of it.
Which was crazy. I didn't think I thought like point should probably be like 3.167 or like something like that. To be on the dot, I think it's so perfect, and it's obviously. I want like one more point to how perfect she actually is, because she's just amazing.
I still don't understand like how we were so blessed with such a beautiful baby. But
I'm trying to think if I'm leaving it now.
Yeah, well, in fact, after Lucas had fed her first bottle, and I had woken up after having a wee nap, they had came in, and I had to have some toast, and I had toast, and I had what did I have? Toast and a hot chocolate. And I managed to actually eat that and keep it down, because when I was in labour, as soon as I had gave birth to her, I was actually really badly sick again. I was sick in like 4 of the wee pot things, really badly. I felt it right up. So I managed to actually keep that toast and hot chocolate down, so I was really proud of myself. And then I was ready to go in a shower, so then I went in a shower, and I felt so much better after the shower. And then we were just ready to basically go home, so we just got Aaliyah ready in our coming home outfit, and then you have to stay in the hospital for 6 hours until the baby can get their 6-hour check. So that was just checking like everything was fine with her and stuff. So she got that done, and then we got out of the hospital, and it was amazing. It was the most amazing feeling ever. Like, so much had happened in that one day. It was crazy. Then we brought her back home, and she got to meet our granny, our grandpa, and all our aunties and uncles, and everybody else got to meet her these last few days as well. Everybody that's close family, that's been in our bubble throughout lockdown. So yeah, and she's now 6 days old, and she is the most amazing, beautiful baby ever, and we're just so lucky to have her. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Definitely being a young mum, I would never change it for the world. Like, we definitely made the best decision. Like, that was the best decision of our lives, like deciding to have a baby at the age we are just now, and just need to live our lives and make loads of memories as our little family of 3, and then in the future we can grow our family, and and when we were live today as well, and I'm just going to answer the questions in this video just because I know people will want to know, but one of the most asked questions was what was the worst part of your labour? And definitely the worst part of my labour was 100% the contractions, because the contractions were so sore. But they didn't last forever, and I would definitely do it again. That was another question as well, would you ever have any more kids? But I definitely would, because the pain doesn't last forever, and it's so worth it. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to come back and watch all of the other videos that we're going to be posting with our baby girl Aaliyah Rose. And yeah, so thank you. Bye.